The house by Willow Creek, the old house loomed, dark, imposing. John pulled up, engines sighing. Willow Creek was still, black glass reflecting the skeletal trees. He shivered. It was colder than it should be for July. He grabbed his bag, heavy with camera equipment. A gust of wind rattled the porch swing.
Time to start the investigation. I hope I can last the night.
Whispers on the wind. The air inside was thick with dust and the smell of decay. John coughed, flicking on his flashlight. Cobwebs clung to the ornate furniture like ghostly shrouds. He moved deeper. Each footstep echoed. A floorboard creaked above. John froze, shining his light up. Silence.
Just the house settling.
He set up his camera in the living room, its eye blinking red. A low moan drifted from the floorboards. Cold air brushed his neck. John spun around, heart pounding. Nothing. Shadows of the past. The air was thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. The landscape seemed to whisper secrets long forgotten. He ventured upstairs, each step heavy with dread. The wooden stairs creaked under his weight, echoing through the empty house like a mournful cry. The master bedroom was in ruins. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling, and the once grand furniture was now a mere shadow of its former self. A four-poster bed dominated the space, its mattress ripped and stained. The bed seemed to hold memories of a time long past, now lost to decay. He felt a presence here, cold and oppressive. The air grew colder, and a mist began to form, swirling around him like a ghostly embrace. On the vanity, a silver hairbrush gleamed. He picked it up, feeling its weight in his hand, as if it held the essence of its former owner. Etched on the back, "To Eleanor, my love eternal." The words seemed to pulse with a life of their own, a testament to a love that transcended time. A chill shot up John's arm. He shivered, not just from the cold, but from the realization that he was not alone.
Who was Eleanor? The question echoed in his mind, mingling with the shadows that seemed to dance around him.
He pocketed the brush. It felt like a connection to the past, a link to the mysterious Eleanor. As he turned to leave, the hallway seemed to stretch endlessly before him, each step taking him deeper into the unknown. A white figure flickered past the doorway. It was there for a moment, then gone, leaving only a sense of unease in its wake. John gasped, dropping his flashlight. Darkness enveloped him, the silence now deafening. Then the faint scent of lilac. It was a delicate fragrance, out of place in the decaying house, yet it brought a strange comfort, as if Eleanor herself was near. The Lady of the Lake. He scrambled back, tripping over debris. The flashlight rolled, casting dancing shadows. John scrambled to his feet, backing away. He had to get out of this room. Fumbling, he found the door. Downstairs, his camera whirred. He raced towards the sound, fear lending speed to his feet. On the screen, a flickering image. A woman, drowning. John stared, horrified. The woman's eyes were wide with terror. He recognized her from a portrait in the hallway.
Eleanor, but how?
He needed answers. There had to be an explanation. John searched the living room, his fear giving way to determination. Something wasn't right. His gaze fell on a loose floorboard near the fireplace. Prying it open, he found a metal box tucked inside. It was heavy, cold to the touch. He knew instantly. This held the truth.
This was it, the key to the mystery of Willow Creek.
He flipped open the latch. Inside, a leather-bound journal lay nestled amongst yellowed letters. John's heart pounded with anticipation. His hands trembled as he opened the journal, the weight of its history pressing down on him. The leather cover was cracked and worn, a testament to the many years it had endured. The first page bore a date, 1888. The ink had faded, but the significance of the date was unmistakable. Eleanor's neat script filled the page, each letter meticulously crafted. It was clear she had taken great care in documenting her thoughts and experiences. She wrote of her love, a man named Edward, and their life at Willow Creek. The lake was their sanctuary, a place where they shared their dreams and hopes. Days turned into weeks in the journal. Eleanor's writing grew frantic, her once steady hand now shaky and erratic. Edward had become distant, cruel. The man she once loved was now a stranger, consumed by dark thoughts and obsessions. He was obsessed with the lake, claiming it spoke to him. Then, the final entry. The pages seemed to turn on their own, revealing the last desperate words of a woman in fear.
"He's gone mad," she wrote. The words were hurried, almost illegible, as if she had written them in a state of panic. "He calls me a burden, says the lake demands a sacrifice." The fog over the lake seemed to mirror the confusion and terror in her mind. "I fear for my life." Her fear was palpable, each word a cry for help that went unanswered. The last sentence was scrawled, "Desperate, he's coming for me." The finality of those words hung in the air, a chilling reminder of the darkness that had consumed their lives.
John pieced together the story, each fragment of the past falling into place like a dark, twisted puzzle. He had spent countless nights by the lake, trying to understand the events that had transpired. Edward, driven mad by something dark in the lake, had murdered Eleanor. The shadows of that night still lingered, casting a pall over the water, whispering secrets to those who dared to listen. Her spirit, trapped at Willow Creek, relived her last moments. Every night, the echoes of her final screams reverberated through the trees, a haunting reminder of her tragic end. He thought of the spectral figure, the scent of lilac, the image on his camera. Each detail was a piece of the puzzle, a clue to understanding the restless spirit that haunted the lake. Eleanor was trying to tell her story. Her ghostly form reached out, desperate to communicate, to share the truth of what had happened to her. He had to help her find peace. John knew that only by uncovering the full truth could he set her spirit free, allowing her to finally rest.
"Eleanor, I know what he did to you. You can rest now. Your suffering is over and justice will be served."
He stood by the lake, the wind whipping at his clothes. The weight of the revelation settled on his shoulders, but he felt a sense of relief, knowing he had done the right thing. A cold breeze brushed his cheek, carrying the faint scent of lilac. It was as if Eleanor herself was thanking him, her presence lingering in the air, finally at peace. John left Willow Creek the next morning, the journal and the silver brush safe in his bag. He didn't know if Eleanor was truly at peace, but he hoped sharing her story would offer some solace. The house by the lake remained, a silent sentinel to a tragic past. Some stories, John realized, never truly end. They linger like whispers on the wind, a haunting reminder of the darkness that lies beneath the surface.